Yo guys, welcome back to the channel. It's me, Matt. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. Today we'll be talking about DARWINEX. We'll be talking pros and cons of DARWINEX themselves. We'll be having a little insight into my journey so far with them. I started back in October 2023. As soon as I started my DARWINEX account, out of all the luck in the world, I hit my drawdown period within them a couple of months ending 2023. So I hit a max drawdown of minus 15%, which I know is unfortunate, but I did not pay to reset my account. I have seen on Twitter and I've seen, a lot of other traders online that are hitting max drawdown periods and then paying to reset their balance, which I get it because you're sort of getting rid of that off your track record and it doesn't look great for investors. But also in my head is I hit that drawdown period, so then even on so I trade my personal capital and my DARWINEX account exactly the same. So if I'm down on my DARWINEX account, it just means I'm down on my personal capital as well. So like I say, I hit a minus 15% drawdown period, which meant I was down on my DARWINEX account straight away anyway, and I was down on my personal capital. So if I would have paid to reset my DARWINEX account, yes, it would have been great because from January onwards I've performed really strong and my DARWINEX would probably already be funded by now, but my personal capital would have still been down. So to me it just sat so wrong. So I took it upon myself to trade out of my drawdown, and I am finally out of my drawdown. Well, I was out of my drawdown. I've just gone a little bit back into it, but again, I'm fully transparent. I will share this with you guys. You'll see the screen recordings or screenshots, whatever I'm going to show you. So you'll see that, and yeah, you'll see the benefit of not having to pay to get out of your drawdown periods. I've traded out of it. I've learned a lot about myself from trading out of this drawdown, and I feel a hell of a lot more confident within my trading strategy, my edge, and my full attacking of the trading markets. So yeah, stick around because you may find some real value within this video today, and you may find that DARWINEX is for you. So yeah.
We are on DARWINEX website, so it's DARWINEX0.com. Very nice website. Tells you all the information that you need to know. So we'll start from the top, we'll work our way through the website, and you can make your decision for yourself whether you wanted to jump on, DARWINEX and start your track record yourself, get verified, and hopefully attract investor capital. So without further ado, we'll jump straight into it. So certify your track record without putting your own capital at risk. So obviously, like prop firms, you pay to get access to larger capital. However, DARWINEX are regulated by the FCA. Last time I checked, they had $140 million to allocate to traders, and this is live capital as well. This isn't, simulated capital like you get with prop firms. This is live capital that you can trade with. The downfall for DARWINEX, I wouldn't really say downfall, I'd say it's more professional, but a lot of people prefer prop firms due to getting, 80% split payout and all that bollocks. Here at DARWINEX, they provide you with a 15%, I think it's a 15% profit split payout, which seems very small. And I guess while you're trading small capital accounts, yes, 15% isn't a lot, but for the amount that you actually pay for your account, it's well worth it in my eyes. So I think originally you pay £90 to get your account activated. After you've got your account activated, you pay £38 a month after your first participation in Darwin IA Silver. So from my experience, I started, like I said, back in October 2023. I started here. So you start at the calibration stage 0. So at that point, the Darwin and the DARWINEX platform is getting used to the way you trade, analyzing your peaks and your troughs, and basically getting to grips with how you trade. that's sort of like what I found it like. So I think after my first month and a half, I got out of my calibration stage, and I got then put into the first stage in Darwin IA Silver. However, like I said in the previous stage, I was actually down in drawdown in this calibration stage here. I was down in drawdown around minus 15%, but I still got put into my Darwin A Silver because I passed my trading stage, my calibration stage. So once you've done that, you get put in Darwin A IA Silver, and if you reach a score, I think it's 75 on the leaderboard. If you get that score, you then get the option to have 30 to 375,000 euros for a 3-month period. So you would get allocated, say 30k. You get allocated 30k for 3 months worth of trading, and obviously you can build profits then on that account. Your second stage is if you perform well enough in your Darwin IA Silver and you perform high enough up the leaderboard, you then get put into Darwin IA Gold, and you can receive up to 500,000 euro for a 6-month period. So you get larger capital and for a longer term. And again, it'd be 15% profit split payout. So if you, let's say within 2-3 months of trading, say 500k, you used to get a 10% month or a 10% within 2 months, you're talking 50k within them 2 months, and then you get 15% of that 50k. So again, it could really change your life as long as you trade sensible, you have good risk management, and you do actually have an edge. So with that being said, we'll move on. So yeah, you get third stage, which is then attracting third party investors. So your strategy opens to external investment, which means DARWINEX then put you to their investors that they have on their investment platform, and everyday people like me and you can then go and invest in these Darwins, invest in these indexes, and profit long term with them. So with DARWINEX, you get seed capital from DARWINEX themselves. You also get investor capital to trade with, so you get the best of both worlds. Whereas in prop firm trading, you just get the challenge account that you've paid for, that you've risked the money for, and until you blow that account, it's yours. I'm not going to compare too much to prop firms because I see DARWINEX as being where the professionals actually trade, and I see the prop firm industry as where it's more gambling, it's more gamified, and it's for quick, easy money if you can trade prop firms. So my route I'm following, trying to go professional, more professional about it, trying to build a track record, over the next 12 months up to 2-3 years, and I'm trying to access capital through them. With that being said, you then go on to final stage of DARWINEX Pro. So you can approach your own investors with your own brand and basically start your own fund up. As long as you've got a certified track record, you've been through the first stage, second stage, third stage, and then you can go on to be a DARWINEX Pro. So that is a long-term goal, but again, it is still a goal of mine that I've got for the future. And it's an option through DARWINEX as well, as long as you perform well enough. So it's all about attracting investment. However, it's also about building your track record and improving yourself as a trader. So we will have a look at YD Zero. So here you have the pyramid up to DARWINEX Pro. So again, like I spoke about earlier on, you've got your zero calibration stage, Darwin IA Silver, Gold, and then investors. On this side, however, you have got so say you already had a track record, or you already have a trading account what you trade on. Most of the time, you've got a track record on there. You can actually upload it to DARWINEX themselves without going through the calibration stage and paying that initial fee. You can just upload your real trading account. DARWINEX will also verify that themselves. They'll verify that it's a real track record. It's a real trading account. It's not some dodgy broker offshore. And you've falsified the trades, let's say, they'll actually check this and they'll verify it, which will then get you put into Darwin IA Silver, and then so on and so on. Both routes lead to the same space. So if you was to take this route, you would still be heading towards DARWINEX Pro, and again, you'd still be heading towards DARWINEX Pro. So yeah, it really does cater for both sides of the industry. So we've got capital allocation here. So in Darwin IA Silver, you can work out if you would be valid to get capital allocation that month. So let's say that calendar month you had a 2% drawdown. Over the past 5 months, you've got a 10% return. Actually, no, we'll leave that. Let's say you just started this month, and return this month was 5%. Max drawdown over the last 6 months was -2. Your rating would be 84, and your expected allocation this month would be 40k. So you really don't have to hit targets like you do with prop firms, 10% here and 10% there, no max drawdown or whatever. You don't have to abide by any rules as such as that. You just have to come here and perform. We'll check out the rankings, see what some Darwins are allocated. So you've got number 1 Darwin here, CVSH, 95 rating, and it's got an allocation of €375,000 for 3 months, which is really, really good. So over the past 5 months, they've got a 9.79% return. In February alone, they've got 8.35%, and over the past 6 months, max drawdown has been 5.4%. So if that was trading in a prop firm, that'd have gone bust by now, because max drawdown went, above 5.4%. If that was in a day, I'm just saying, let's say that's a day. Return in Feb still wouldn't have met the prop firm targets, and again in the 5-month target, it still wouldn't have hit prop firm target just yet. So as you can see, they're performing at leaderboard number 1, position number 1, with decent allocation for paying €38 a month. I just think it's mind-blowing. The opportunity here is astonishing. So I'm going to show you now my Darwin. Let's go. Let's get into it. So my Darwin, VMZR, and we are 3,600th position. Return since inception is -3.2%. Max drawdown 13.92%. Return last 6 months 3.2%. So I started back in October 2023, like I said earlier on. I went into a massive drawdown period, but I was managing it well. Started January, I hit a max drawdown of -13%. At this point, going through this stage over the Christmas period here, I was actually contemplating paying and resetting my account so I could basically redo it again. But I thought to myself, I'm down on my personal capital, I'm down on my Darwin. They both work hand in hand together. So if I was to pay for this one to be restarted, let's say, you can't pay for your personal capital to be restarted. So I thought I'd take it upon myself to try and trade out of it. And like you've seen here, I've traded out of it. I got so close here, so I got to a -1.48% return. And yeah, I've just taken a couple of losses to start this week. If we go year to date, you can see that still that drawdown period here, and then over the end of January, start of Feb, I've started to come out of that drawdown, and we'll see where the next few months takes us. The start of the week, I was actually 2,785 in position, but obviously I've lost on Monday and I lost the trade today, so I've gone down 382 places, which is quite a lot. My current rating is 43, so you need a guaranteed allocation. So your guaranteed allocation rating is 75, so you need a rating of at least 75 to get an allocation of €30,000. So I was on track, so I was at like 54, 55 current rating. However, like I say, the start of this week, I've actually took a couple of losses and I've dropped back a little bit. So I'm not in no rush to get allocated, you know, as soon as possible. In my eyes, I'll get allocated when I get allocated. I know in my journey where I am. I know what steps to take next, if that makes sense. So I'm not feeling pressurized by getting positioned, you know, a few hundred places back than I was at the start of the week and things like that. I'm not looking at anything, you know, too deep. I'm more looking at my stats, my growth as a trader, and my growth in the track record. Because in my eyes, in, you know, a few months' time, if I can really push this track record up, I can show to investors that I can handle a drawdown period. I can trade out of it, and I can be profitable as well at the end of the day. So in my eyes, that's a lot more beneficial to investors wanting to invest their money into a trader. So that's the reason I've kept it on there, and I wanted to show you guys as well that it is possible to trade out of those conditions. So we'll go back to all, and we'll go down. So if you look at here, so I've got 45% win rate, which obviously isn't the best because I want to be at least 60% win rate. But again, it's because of that huge drawdown period that I had before actually, you know, restarting the year. So it's because of that. But again, I'm not worried. Average daily return 1%, and it shows you your best and worst days. Shows you your drawdown period, how long you've been in that drawdown period, you know, how long it took you to get out of that drawdown period as well. So it shows you a lot of detail about your own trading stats for free as well. So yeah, I thought I'd show you that, and I'm going to show you my Signal account statistics because obviously they work different to DARWINEX. So Signal account statistics, I only went into drawdown of a max of, I think it was 4%. So I was only down to 96,700 or something like that. Whereas on the DARWINEX, it seems to times your risk off your Signal account by this value here. It can change each day as well. So it'll times your risk on your trades by this value. Just be aware of that. Because I wasn't aware of that at first when I first started, and I think that's why I went down on, you know, quite a long drawdown period. But again, it's a learning curve. You know, you've got to learn your different platforms you trade on. You've got to learn your different trading accounts that you trade on as well. You've got to get used to things. In my eyes, nothing's ever a great rush. I'm just taking things as they come. So yeah, I am all positive about this. I'm going to try my hardest to continue this journey, and hopefully I'll be able to give you more updates in the future about this specific index I've got with DARWINEX. Hopefully I'll be able to show you in the future, you know, it being profitable and me being funded by DARWINEX themselves. Hopefully I'll be able to show you me in the future being funded by investors as well, and hopefully you might invest in me in the future. So I thought I'd share this with you guys because I think there's some real value here for you to come at. Like I say, it cost you, I think it was €18.90 to sign up, and then there was the €38 a month, which I don't think is bad at all because some of these prop firms charge ridiculous amounts for, you know, challenges to gain capital, whereas here it's $38 a month. You know, it's the cost. I think it works out to the cost of like 2 or 3 coffees a week, which is nothing really. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you've thought about this video. Let me know in the comments, you know, what you want me to cover more on. If you want me to cover more of my journey on DARWINEX, then I will do that as well. But yeah, comment, like, subscribe, turn your notifications on for the next video that will be released. Make sure your notifications are turned on for that, because I'm going to start uploading more videos every single week, and hopefully you'll find real value within them and you can implement them into your own trading journey. So yeah, without further ado, I'll let you get on with your day. Have a good one, guys. See you soon.